Greetings everybody, welcome to another Occasional Adventures with me, Shannon. Sorry my voice is raspy, but I have a terrible cold. So today we are at a very cool place. Well, I think graveyards are fascinating. This one especially. I'm in Sanford, Florida, been here for about a year. Oh boy. And you're not scary.
It's like Scooby-Doo. I would have got away with it if it wasn't for you blasted kids. Mr. Wigglesworth.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, this is what they call the Sanford Cemetery. Now the Sanford Cemetery is actually made up of multiple cemeteries all kind of smushed together. The one I'm standing in right now is called the Page Jackson Cemetery, and it's an older part of the cemetery, and by old I'm talking about old, 1800s old, and even before that. So anyway, up in the front quadrant, if you're ever in this area, you have to come see it. The front quadrant has the All Saints Catholic Church part of the cemetery, owned by the All Saints Catholic Church. And then you got the Evergreen Cemetery over in that corner. And then in this back area, this is the area that I think goes pretty unkempt. I don't even know if they pay any attention to it back here because there's a lot of overgrowth, a lot of they're broken tombstones that are just like cracked and broken and fallen off. It's something straight out of the Haunted Mansion, out of a horror film. You could totally make horror films out here. Now this one is here. This lady passed away in the 1960s, okay? But these ones are, this one is 1985, 1984, although they look really old, but there is some really, really old stuff out here. And the cool thing about this cemetery, what's really unique, and we're going to go towards the back part of it, is not only are some parts of it extremely old, but oops, sorry, back in the day, slaves, obviously, you know, in the South, there was slavery, and slaves were not allowed to be buried with basically slave owners, white folks, everybody else. So there's a lot of tombstones. Like if you walk back here, where there are some that are just headstones that are totally unmarked. They don't have any names on them, but they're just kind of way off. They're way off on their own, away from everybody else, just very random. And there's some that are like, this one is kind of random, if you can see this guy. Now this says 1982 is when he passed away, so still, you know, fairly recent. But you know, in the South too, you have these caskets that are partially above ground. But let's go over this way and see what we can find. So as we come back into the trees off the beaten path, we have these folks buried out here. As you can see, the super awesome above ground, partially above ground. There's some back over here too, way off the beaten path. And then you have some that are, not to disrespect, some that are like this, that are just markers that say something on them, but very difficult to read. 1930 something. This one, 1957, somebody left a pair of glasses here. This one over here, just another marker. And look, way back here, more markers that say something that we can't even read or make out. You can see those. Over here, some sort of marker with nothing on it. Another one. And more. And I'm assuming somebody is in there. So, pretty cool. Some more right here. Okay, butterfly. There's some more completely unmarked. More here, completely broken up. Ooh, this is interesting. Obviously the top is cracked off of this one. That's a little creepy. Grave robbers maybe? Attempted? I have no idea. There's a little one in between. Plane going overhead. Now this area right here is a bit sparse. somebody buried right there as well. This area is apparently a bit sparse, but this is towards the back, the unkempt area. Then there's this, not sure what that's all about. Creepy tree with a tombstone there. So yeah, these tombstones, if you can see them, definitely something out of a movie. Now the front part of the cemetery has all these old, amazing tombstones, families buried together, some very elaborate things with stonework all around the, surrounding the, like the family grave area and all of that. But this back part obviously is not like that, which makes it super cool. But anyway, we're gonna go way in the back and see some of the hidden ones now. All right, there's somebody right here. Kind of off on their own. Got some of these. And then on this side, ooh, I just got a spider in my hair. Back there. As we go along, some more markers. And there's, see what I'm talking about? Little ones just kind of randomly stuck. There's one back here. Hopefully you can see that. Oops, I'm sorry, server man. And there's this one. And it's facing backwards. It's facing away from, the road is right here that you drive through this back area. And this one is facing backwards off the road. Interesting. And we've got these folks. And again, more of these just markers with names and dates, and that's basically it. And then back here, there's a couple of these, and if you can see back there, zooming in, another one of those markers, and obviously it's way off the beaten path. As we come around yet another nook and cranny back area. Here are these folks. And over here, can't even read that one. It's 1956, I think, was the passing year. And then another little marker, totally rusted out, have no idea. And then way back here, whole bunch. And they may go back. Oh, there's one way back there. Let's see if I can zoom in. Way back there, I see it says father on it. That's about all I can see. There's that crooked one. Another marker. You can see some of these flat tops that are way back there. It's a tiny one, possibly a baby. There is an infant's part of the cemetery out here as well. And then these guys, totally hidden away from the rest of the cemetery. And here's more. Just says Clarence Henderson, 1906 to 1956. It looks like 1994, although it looks really old. And look, another just rusted out marker. There's another back here. Obviously broken. And again, these tombstones facing away from the road. So they're basically backwards. Oh, a little bit more up to date. 2008. I found some way back here. Completely hidden from everything else. Way off over here. And this one. Totally unkempt. It'd be really interesting to find out who these people were. Oh, and even more. way back over here. Buried and hidden. Way back here. These two completely out of sight. Off the road. Oh, and way back over here. Buried in a tree. Or in the dirt behind a tree. Another marker. I'm not getting poison ivy as we walk back here. There's a couple more small headstones. And then this big king daddy right here. Giant. Alright, as we go along this dirt road, if you hear that background noise, this actually butts right back up to Seminole High School. It's right on the other side of these trees. So there's a huge high school back there. Look at this one. Faithful servant. Passed away in 1950. And unfortunately, if you can see, it looks like they had a really nice setup here with brick lay all around the area, and then it's just kind of sunk down into the ground over time. Obviously the ground is very soft here in Florida because of so much rain, but these are totally just ignored. There's more markers. As we walk down the dirt road, a couple more markers. Who knows who those folks were? And as we walk, some more. So you get the idea. I'm just fascinated by this. Here's some more back here. And right across on this side. This is the Mells family, apparently. M-E-L-L-S. And obviously, because they're buried all in a row, they had probably purchased this plot of land some time ago. Back far away from everybody else. Another unknown marker. And then as we look over here, two random out of the way. I continue walking. So, some over here. It's the most random, strange graveyard. There's several. Oh, and then back there. See what I mean? Way off. Like, I didn't even see these from the road. Bunches. Some back there too. Over here, quite a few. Now this area is fenced in, obviously. Looks like there used to maybe be a bench right here. And then right across from it, bam! And if you look back, there's even more back there. Several more. Right. I don't want to get poison ivy or anything. Several more way over there. And these are so old, I can't even read what's on them any longer. Something right here. Tombstone turned backwards. quite a few of those, just little markers. I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 of those little marker things. And we have this Charleston Hunter. Oh, he was private. Okay, 1932. And then back over here. Oh, another marker down. Sorry, sir, ma'am. Oops. Stickers. And then here's more. Coming back in a circle where I was earlier. So that's just a portion of it, and you kind of get the idea of the amazing weirdness of this old part of the Page Jackson Cemetery. Thank you for joining us. Oh my goodness, what?
Hello, I'm the gravekeeper. Y'all trespassing, best be moving along. I just put a bunch of ticks in my real beard. I gotta go.
Well, folks, as I leave you with a beautiful view of this really creepy and awesome tree, thank you again for joining us on a very brief occasional adventure. Remember, come out here to the Sanford Cemetery, give yourself some time to see all the parts of it, but especially the Page Jackson part of the cemetery.
And I'll pick you a flower.
You won't be disappointed. Thanks for joining us. Remember to subscribe. Bye-bye.